Hello, hello. So I want to tell you about life transformation, the law of attraction, and tapping. During my sabbatical, I need a new one, but that was a while ago, 2017. I went to Bali and I met a really wonderful dude. We had a very beautiful, soulful conversation that ended up in like a one-to-one tapping therapy. And we talked about law of attraction, releasing old patterns and whatnot. And that was kind of like at the beginning of the journey that took me to where I am now, working as a holistic therapist. So I wrote a blog post about it. I'm gonna kind of read it to you and then include some commentary. The TLDR, too long, didn't read. During my sabbatical, I met a Californian entrepreneur in Bali talking about the law of attraction. He mentioned that the real secret to law of attraction is emotional freedom, and that faster EFT tapping helped him to grow personally and with his business by replacing negative patterns with healthier associations. So my friend Vin said, if your subconscious mind is not clean of past trauma, abuse, hurt, etc., you're going to spend a lot of time thinking positive, visualizing, making your vision board, but end up falling into the same old traps and attracting the things that you do not want in your life. So first takeaway, I said this in a talk, it was kind of funny. I just said, clear your shit. Clear it, clear it. Whatever is shit in your life, clear it. That's it. Of course, so then know thyself. I don't know what's maybe shitty because I'm used to it. This is me. So it was July 2017. We were sunset watching in Uluwatu. I think it was the Fin Bar or something like this, Twin Fin. And I went like, dude, can I sit here? He's like, yeah, sure, man, come on. And we ended up having this beautiful conversation. I think, I don't know what it was that it made me think, hey, Vin, this sounds like Abraham Hicks. Are you into Abraham Hicks? Yeah, I love attraction. So we get all excited talking about love attraction. So yeah. But you know, the secret of the secret, it's clearing your subconscious mind of all this old stuff, right? So he explains, once you can let go of all the triggers and traumas of the past, you can end up in the most amazing events and coincidences and rendezvous that Abraham Hicks is this law of attraction advocate or teacher talks about. So I practice yoga, meditation, law of attraction, but none of it showed me how to reprogram myself until I discovered, or he discovered, faster EFT tapping. And it works because it reprograms your subconscious mind. So if you are not familiar, you've probably seen it here and there, people repeating certain affirmations. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of happiness. I will, only have positive thoughts about this or that, bim, 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 bam, 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 something like that. All right. So faster EFT is a technique that mixes the principles of acupuncture, NLP, energy work, visualization to rewire our thinking, associations, emotional responses, behaviors towards specific situations. It actually reminded me a little bit of the process of hypnosis. And there's a new one to release trauma called EMDR or something like that, which uses rapid eye movement and a bit of NLP, I think. I'm not an expert in these things, I'm just sharing. Do your own research. So Vin loved the tapping process because so much that he actually certified in this. And then when I mentioned that I was dealing with some, at the time, just when we met, I was dealing with some patterns that I noticed that were repeating and coming from the past. He taught me, he gave me the technique, he gave me a mini therapy. Single Fin Bar. This is where we were, by the cliff in Uluwatu, and it was powerful. I don't write this about in my blog post because I don't think I knew how to write it, but I can tell you, I noticed that my pattern was that I kept on meeting these beautiful women that were interested but emotionally unavailable for some reason, right? So it's something that happened maybe a year ago, and then maybe 6 months ago, and then it was happening just around those days. Different people, but the same pattern. And then Vin asked me to go as far back into this type of experience in my life, and then we went into that place through a process of visualization, and I once I acknowledged what was the issue, then I think we replaced it with a positive statement, and we did sort of like the repetitions. Forgive me if I haven't done the points correctly, but something like that. And then I think because this connected all the way back to childhood, we did this beautiful exercise where I had to see myself in the mirror looking directly at my inner child. So again, the inner child work keeps on showing up in different forms as we're doing the personal inner work. And it was really wild, because then this made me think of a dream I had when I was a kid, when I looked myself in the mirror and I saw myself as a grown-up with a long hair, with beard. And when I was a kid, I felt like really pressed by my environment, my parents getting divorced, school, and the whole system. I didn't feel like I could be free and I could be comfortable. And then I saw this guy who looked free, who looked strong, who looked kind of grown up, and who make, just like a grown up that can make their own decisions. And it made me feel, as a kid, feel like, oh, this is awesome. I'm gonna be cool. Like, this situation is shitty, but in the future I'm gonna be cool. And it's almost as though we were talking about this. It's like, what if at a quantum level, because all time and space is happening in the present moment, what if me visiting my inner child, looking at myself in the mirror, is actually what created the dream I had when I was a kid, when I dreamt that I looked at myself in the mirror and I saw future self me. Oh, wow. So we had a little bit of a exciting WTF kind of thing. So the cool thing about personal development in the conversation, this is probably the words of Vin, is that what is he saying? Here's the cool thing about personal development, says Vin. I met this girl and we started a relationship. I thought she was the one, but a month later we saw that we weren't right for each other and we ended it. It's hard to break up and it's scary. Relationships reflect our deepest insecurities, but there is no reason to run away from pain. So it's better to confront it and then move on, so at least you leave with a lesson learned. Before, I would stay in relationships and repeat these patterns and end up staying in negative relationships or negative situations. I had to go to the dark, scary places within myself to fully let go, heal the things through tapping or, hey, any other emotional release practice like breathwork, hello, and be free and be true to myself. So I learned that it's okay to walk away from situations that are not serving my highest purpose because life's too short. Amen. So now, I do the same thing in business. He was telling me, in business it's all about relationships, and the same principles apply. If you have toxic relationships at home, you're probably gonna have to have or repeat the patterns and have toxic relationships at work. So if you invest in emotional freedom, the return will be tenfold. Through faster EFT tapping, my business has grown. A few months, at some point I nearly lost my job, it says, and something wasn't flowing. But then after tapping and clearing the fear behind certain situations, it turned around, the energy changed, and suddenly people that would never pick up the phone started picking up the phone, and I started getting all these clients. So beautiful, talking about shifts. So really, it's about finding techniques that help you let go of subconscious patterns. So I'm just gonna skip the bit where Vin gets into faster EFT because it's kind of irrelevant. It's always typically serendipity. It was a friend or something, and this encounter helped me feel like I was in the right place, having like a complete chance encounter with somebody who was already figured a few things out and was integrating spirituality into the world, the life of the earthly life, right? Which I didn't know, but this became a big topic for me, the path of the karma sannyasa. So in yoga, if you're a sannyasa, you renounce to the normal world, you become a monk or something. But if you're a karma is like karma yoga, like the path of action. And a karma sannyasa is a person who lives the normal life, has a wife and family or a husband and family, but keeps the monk inside. You know, you use the worldly experiences to grow your spirit. Yeah, so a shout out to all the undercover healers out there. You know, this guy had a limo rental business, party bus business, and things of that nature, but he was working on his soul on parallel, and I cherish that experience very much because it was just kind of like part of the magic opening for me. So hope you enjoyed. That's it for now. It's gotten dark in the last 10 minutes I've been talking to you. So I think I'm going to stop. Until next time, much love. Take care.